In short, no, I don't think lucky drops will completely replace chests, but it's definitely an interesting topic to dive into, especially now that crown chests have been removed, but I'll get to that in a moment. You see, when lucky drops were first introduced, players could only get one every day by winning 3 games. Each tap gave a chance for the drop to upgrade in rarity, starting from common, moving up to rare, then epic, and eventually legendary. Commons giving players either gold, common wildcards, rare wildcards, and in some cases even epic wildcards. The rare drop containing gold or wildcards from any rarity, including champions. The epic drop is where it started to get interesting though, giving the player a chance to obtain either a book of commons, rares, or epics. There's also the possibility of obtaining an evolution wildcard, along with legendary and champion wildcards. And on top of that, you could score 7,500 elite wildcards. But the legendary drop is where the real excitement kicked in. Once a legendary drop appeared on your screen, you had a 30% chance to receive a legendary book, another 30% chance to get the book of books, and a further 30% chance to score 50,000 wildcards. The remaining 10%, that gave you a shot at unlocking a full evolution. Now, at first glance, this all seemed amazing. While the common drop was practically useless and the rare drop wasn't anything too special, the epic and legendary drops offered rewards beyond anything we could have imagined. But the odds of getting those epic and legendary drops were very low. As we can see here, the common drops already take over half of all your drops, meaning that over half your drops would consist of 1500 gold or a couple of commons. Then the rares, which were a bit better, already had a 36.1% chance. The epic drop had an 11.3% chance, and the legendary drop only had a 1.5% chance. And those odds might not sound terrible, but I'd like to remind you that you could only get one each day. The old lucky drops were released on the 4th of March 2024 and revamped on the 7th of October 2024. This means that they were in the game for 216 days. So using a bit of math, if you got your lucky drop every single day, statistically you would get 24.4 epic drops and 3.24 legendary drops within this time. But if you're a bit unlucky, you didn't get a single legendary at all. Luckily for me, I stole some of you guys' luck and was able to pull 6 legendary drops before the drops got revamped. Now with this revamp, lucky drops now range from 1 star all the way up to 5 stars. This revamp makes it a little bit harder to get the really crazy rewards out of a drop like a book or evolution, but considering that we can now open 3 a day, our overall progression is given a significant boost. But how does this tie in with the drops replacing chests? Well, it might have gone over your head, but they actually removed crown chests, something that's been a staple in Clash Royale since its very launch. So, Clash Royale actually added crown chests back into the game along with wooden chests for players who are King Tower level 9 or lower. But instead of earning crowns, you just get them from winning a battle. Just wanted to get that out of the way to clear up any confusion. Now, let me quickly state that I think lucky drops are an amazing addition to the game. I absolutely love that it's more achievable for free-to-play players to get evolution and books. But ever since the lucky drops have gotten a revamp, they're starting to look more like chests. Let me explain. The old lucky drops all started the same. At common rarity, you had 3 taps with each one having a possibility of upgrading the drop. But the new drops have different starting rarities. We see that some start with 2 stars, some start with 3 stars, and some starting with even 4. This is somewhat similar to how chests have different rarities and or value. Another way they're similar to chests is the contents. A chest consists of random cards and gold, with the exception of some level up chests that contain 1 evolution shard. The new lucky drops also contain those random cards as they don't have guaranteed wildcards anymore. This randomness makes them more similar to chests. Lucky drops also contain gold, so it already does what a chest does, which is giving cards and gold, but it does even more as you can unlock books, evolution shards, and even emotes and banners. These similarities weren't as obvious before since we only got 1 drop each day, but now with 3 drops daily and even a 4th with a lucky drop streak, it's become a primary source of progression. Just like chests. Combined with the fact that lucky drops have replaced crown chests, they're becoming more and more essential for progressing. So let's take a look at a Clash Royale season to compare the numbers of chests a player opens versus the number of lucky drops they receive. I'm going to use the player with King level 42 or higher as an example, since players at that level no longer receive silver chests. On average, they'll open 2 golden chests or gold crates per day, but in an ideal scenario, let's assume these dedicated players manage to open 3 gold chests every 24 hours. Since a season is around 30 days, that's a total of 90 chests per season. These players also get 4 drops a day in an ideal scenario. 30 days in a month, 4 drops a day is 120 drops, plus the additional 23 from the free pass is 143 drops each season. That's nearly 60% more drops than chests. Now, granted, you won't only be opening golden chests, you're gonna be getting other chests that are a bit better, but not anything too exciting. Now, I'd like to clarify that I have all my cards level 14 or higher, except for Monk, so chests don't really excite me anymore as it only contains wild cards. But with lucky drops, I get a similar vibe to what a super magical chest felt like back in the day.
Yes, the lumberjack. Look at that.
I actually feel some type of excitement opening them, especially if they have more stars. Lucky drops have gone from a gimmicky loot box to a reliable source of progression. Now, chests being replaced by a lucky drop isn't a completely new concept for Supercell. Let's take a look at a different Supercell game. Brawl Stars first came out on June 15th, 2017. It had its global launch in December of 2018, and the boxes remained a key feature to the game. Now, Brawl Stars had gone through some major redesigns for the global launch. The game literally went from portrait to landscape, but the boxes were still there. Definitely a bit different, but still there. And they've remained there all the way up until December of 2022. Right before the start of 2023, Supercell had decided to remove Brawl boxes from the game entirely and replace them with, well, you guessed it, lucky drops. Now, obviously, Brawl Stars is a different game from Clash Royale, but it does show that a key feature like chests isn't guaranteed to stay forever. And, of course, this isn't the first time we've seen chests getting removed. I mean, take the draft chest and super magical chest as an example. What's different, though, is that for those we got a new chest in return, that being the legendary King's chest and the Mega Lightning chest. But the crown chest is now completely gone, and instead of being replaced by different chests, it's replaced by the lucky drop. Is this a bad thing? I don't think so. Something that would be really bad is you not being subscribed right now. But I'm sure you'll do that right now. Anyway, I really like the lucky drops, and it doesn't seem like lucky drops will be completely replacing chests. I believe chests hold a much more significant role in Clash Royale compared to boxes in Brawl Stars, but let me know what you think down below in the comments. One thing I would like is perhaps a redesign for the lucky drops different tiers. Simply slapping some stars underneath feels a bit lazy in my opinion, like they just went for the easiest option. But hey, that's just one of my nitpicks. And if you want to hear more of my thoughts on the things that bug me in Clash Royale, check out this video on screen right now, and you might find a few things you agree with.